Hello ladies and gentlemen, this video will be about the full moon which is taking place on the 15th of December. This full moon is considered the most powerful of the lunar year according to the Sidereal astrology, because the moon will be exalted in the very last degrees of Taurus. So the sun is in the 29 degrees of Scorpio and the moon is in the 29 degrees of Taurus. This is the full moon which we'll be witnessing tomorrow on the 15th of December. Now, which degrees are involved from the zodiac? The 29th degrees in general always are a little bit critical. These are the last degrees of the zodiacal signs. They are always ruled by malefic planets, so they are indeed a little bit challenging. But the axis of Scorpio Taurus is axis of money and power, because in these two zodiacal constellations we have two mighty stars with very high magnitude, and these are the stars Aldebaran of the Eye of the Bull in Taurus, and this is the star Antares in Scorpio, the stomach of the scorpion. But the full moon is occupying different degrees. The moon is conjoined the star Aunelam from the constellation of Orion, but this is projected in Taurus, and the sun is occupying Shaula, which is the scorpionic, the animal, the scorpion is having the scorpionic peak. The poisonous end of the tail of Scorpio is the star Shaula. So by all means these are powerful degrees. Which other planets are involved in this interesting placements? This is Uranus, and I tell you why. Not because he's aspecting the full moon placements, no, but he's also in the 29 degree of Aries, and this way he has to do with this full moon. So it is very interesting. Now, just small bracket to mention something which I had to mention from the beginning, but I forgot. This is the full moon according to this Sidereal astrology. These are the actual placements of the planets. If you apply modern astrology, which is considering the projections of the planets on the ecliptic but not their real placements, then indeed the full moon will be taking place on the axis of Sagittarius Gemini, which is very different story. So actually what is happening on the sky is sun in Shaula of Scorpio and moon in Aunelam from Orion, but projected in the zodiacal constellation of Taurus. What is this about? I mentioned to you power and money. Also, this particular full moon is not really describing our destiny for years ahead. This is valid for the next 15 days, but 15 days of importance. So the moon conjoined Aunelam, this is a star of money. It is from the constellation of Orion, from the Orion belt, but it is one of the three stars from the Orion belt, but this is a star of money. So we have emphasis on money and power. In addition, we have Uranus in Aries, who is very interesting, and he's also in the 29th degree. So Uranus in Aries is what we know since 2017. Since April he's been in Aries, and we know that actually in Aries he is not that malefic actually, because he is considered to be malefic planet, but he has impact on martial activities, and his dispositor Mars is a little bit critical in Cancer. So this became big explanations. Let me make this shorter. So Uranus is emphasizing on the war situations. The axis of power is involved. But this axis of power is afflicted by Saturn, who in the meantime is in the sacred degrees of Aquarius, and he is forming a square to the full moon, to both luminaries, to the sun and to the moon. In addition, omen we've got. Mercury is becoming visible for the first time in the degrees, in the vicinity of the sacred degrees of Hermetic knowledge in the constellation of Scorpio. See, it becomes very interesting. Jupiter, in the meantime, is in his phase of cosmic setting in Taurus, which phase he doesn't like so much. So you see, it is very interesting. I would say intense. It is intense. In terms of finances, yes, this could be benevolent, with the small exception that Saturn is squaring. So it can be benevolent, but this will require, if we want to have some prominent, auspicious, good financial results, we need to work a lot. And we need to be very disciplined, and we need to be very organized and structured and moral and truthful. I don't say it just because I like to repeat these words. I say it because this is the energy of Saturn. So you see, it is a full moon of money and power. Could be that we have benevolent results, but with lots of efforts, hard work, discipline, morals and truth. In the meantime, we have also almost exact opposition between Mars and Venus. So Mars is in Cancer, retrograde already. I have separate video on the retrograde motion of Mars. And Venus is with Pluto in Capricorn, opposition of emotions, eventually conflicts which would be related to the romantic lives of people, let's say passionate emotions, even conflicts, because Mars is in his very specific placement and phase. Venus is a little bit restricted by her dispositor Saturn and also Pluto. So everything is very interesting, very ominous, powerful, and what is the emphasis on, for the next 2 weeks as a result of this full moon. First appearance of Mercury, Hermes, knowledge, true knowledge. You see the speed of the appearance of knowledge. I'm absolutely, personally, I speak of course for myself, but I'm sure that most of you will relate to this. I am overwhelmed with the information and knowledge which is just pouring out of everywhere. Literature, amazing information from videos, lessons, lectures. It is just coming from everywhere, and this will be even more emphasized by this full moon and Mercury and Jupiter. When Mercury and Jupiter are in opposition, this is also a sign of imagination, like creativity. This will be very productive, also because of the nature of Taurus, but the emphasis is on true knowledge, connection with nature. I would give you one example. All over the world, but I can speak for Europe, they, who are they, are trying to destroy, and I've been mentioning this in many previous videos because this obviously bothers me and I am very sad for that. They're trying to destroy the animals of people, the farms, the small farms. They tried with the ships. In Romania only, they killed like 350,000 animals. They tried in Bulgaria, but people were really protesting and guarding their animals, but still they managed to a degree. They tried in Holland, they tried in Belgium, they do this everywhere, and this is devastating and so sad, because they come up with the excuse that the animals are sick. You know, from the very beginning from the very moment, it was June of 2024, when Uranus entered Taurus, I told you they are going to start destroying the cattle. They will do that, and they did it immediately from the moment of the passage of Uranus into Taurus. Now he's retrograding back into Aries, but from the moment of his entrance into Taurus, I told you they will do that, because the lower vibrations of Uranus are destructive of what? Of the animals. Anyway, look what is happening. Then Taurus is emphasized again, but you have also the omen. Mercury appears heliacally for the first time in Scorpio. This is imagination, connection with nature. It is like they try to destroy the nature, they try to destroy people's food and independence by producing their own food, and still people do the opposite. They connect with nature. So this full moon is emphasis on the connection with nature. Yes, I know you will say, okay, but this is not valid for long period ahead. Yes, it is not, but you see, all matters, everything matters, and we have emphasis on the size, on the sign of Taurus, and this is the sign when soon again Uranus will enter again, because he entered on 18th of June, Sidereal Taurus, and now he's retrograding back into Aries, and soon in the spring he will enter Taurus again. So this is emphasis on Taurus, and there will be severe opposition from people, I hope so. This is not wishful thinking. It is also astrologically so, I believe. So it will be a lot about imagination, connection with nature, information, lies that will be exposed. Jupiter-Mercury opposition is about, in these particular placements, is about exposure. Lies, their lies will be exposed. Yes, this will make us sad, but the truth is the most important, weapon which people can have. The truth, really the truth. So it is good. This is good. Now, of course, when we speak about the scorpionic energies, let's not forget that the dispositor of Scorpio, Mars, is fallen and retrograde in Cancer. This is weakening a little bit the position of the Sun from this full moon. The Sun is about, it is about enlightenment. It is about the Sun is the Christ energy. This is the weakened position of the Sun due to the fact that Mars, the dispositor of the Sun, is weakened, is of course not very good. But on the other hand, Mercury is together with the Sun, and this is, appearance of the truth, highlighting the truth, information, true knowledge, ancient knowledge, a healing, truth about healing, and so on. The dispositor of the moon, Venus, is in Capricorn. Venus in Capricorn is in her own triplicity, and she's an evening star in Capricorn. She's better. This is good because Taurus is about money. So financially, Venus is really supporting the finances in this particular case, in this particular full moon. And in addition, her dispositor, Saturn, is super powerful in Aquarius, on his own throne, and in sacred degrees where the waters are pouring, sacred degrees of spirituality, of knowledge, information will pour, on us, knowledge, philosophy, new things from the era of Aquarius, which we are about to enter. A lot from the new, and of course, let's not forget, Saturn is squaring the full moon, he's squaring Mercury, and Saturn in the mundane astrology are the rulers. This is the king. So basically, this would say that the ruling powers will be suppressing the truth, will be attempting to destroy the freedom of speech. The freedom will be suppressing the free human spirit, if you want, because the moon is representing the people in the mundane astrology. These are the people, and Saturn, or the ruling powers, are suppressing the people. Yes, but the exalted moon is about very smart people. You will probably notice in personal horoscope, people with exalted moon are very smart, exceptionally smart. So people will be smart, they will search for their way out, they will apply a lot of imagination, creativity, their talents, but Saturn, the rulers, will be suppressing this. Whether they will manage, temporarily, because now, because this is a long story where I've been mentioning this many times, and maybe this is off topic a little bit, but very briefly I will say, now we are in the mini era of Mars, in the constellation of Pisces, because we are still in the global era of Pisces, and this shows that the situation now, our reality is not very balanced. There is no full satisfactory balance between the good and the evil. This way, we cannot say that we cannot say that the good will prevail, but eventually it will. Saying this, what I want to tell you about this full moon: benefit for your finances, make a small ritual for abundance, for good health, for success in your business, in your daily work. But don't forget that because of the aspect of Saturn, who is also dispositor of Venus, we need to be working very hard, and we need to be very disciplined, and we need to stay absolutely on the side of the truth and the morals, in order to benefit from this full moon and to be successful in our routine. Success has many, of course, appearances. It can be on different, manifest differently, but in general, if we want to be to have abundance, to have peace in our everyday life, we need to be very disciplined, very truthful, and very moral. And I say this astrologically because of Saturn. So ladies and gentlemen, make your small ritual, like with rose water, with beautiful candles, with good meditation. Let your intuition lead you, or your culture, and you can benefit from this full moon for abundance and for well-being. And what also we can do, if you will be asking, probably because this is Taurus energy, if this energy is applicable and good for beauty procedures, I would say probably not really, because of the placement of Venus in Capricorn. Capricorn is not beautiful. Also, Saturn is squaring Taurus and the moon. So no, I would not tell you this is good for beauty procedures or for surgical intervention. No, the full moon day 14, 15, 16 is not good for surgical interventions. But for this, you can see my everyday, day by day video for the month of December. So this is about the next 15 days. Let me also tell you, this will be indeed until end of December. This will be until the end of the solar year, but let me tell you, the lunar year is finishing on the 30th of March when the moon will appear for the first time after the sun enters the sign where we have the point of the vernal equinox, which is Pisces. So when the sun enters Pisces and the moon appears for the first time after that, we have our month of Nisan or Nisanu, and the beginning of the next year is then. So all the best, ladies and gentlemen. See you very soon. Actually, feel free to tell me interesting subjects that you want me to address. If you have questions, also let me know. Some of them would be interesting for next videos. I was also thinking to address the topic about the flat earth or not. Is the earth flat or not, especially for the ancient astrology? I will not answer that, but I will answer this in a video. So all the best. Enjoy the last 15 days of the solar year. Bye bye.